All right, folks, it's 1:36. Before I get going today, I want to think concept. How many people would like it? And then this is just, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but how many people would like it if I showed up every day, Tuesday through Friday, 1:30 to 3, and gave you what I would call a opportunity to grow your account? How many people would like that? Is all I'm saying. I'm asking that question because I'm considering doing it, and I haven't decided if I'm going to do it or not. Okay, but how many people would like to do that? Okay. Well, I think that one of the abilities that I have versus is sort of vertical is that if I make a trade, I don't make trades unless the odds are in my favor, right? And there's no way I could have the track record I have. What is it, Jonathan? 190 versus about 86%, right? No way I could have that if I took every train that went by. You got to be very disciplined to do that, right? And especially when other people are listening to you and that kind of stuff. Okay, so so I might want to do this, and so think about it. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Okay, is that fair enough? Okay, we'll talk about it because I'm gonna meet again tomorrow at 1:32. I like this time of day, and I do a lot of trades, inside this time because I've seen the picture, and the picture today was pretty clear. How many people read in TNT this morning? I gave a pivot number of 45, 45 pivot. How many people read that in my TNT room? And if we're trading at 50 and holding above 45, it probably tells you what? What does it tell you early in the morning that I saw? Way before anybody happened, okay? Yeah, it was going higher, okay? First stop would be 75. Now the next stop is Jonathan showed on the moneymaker. I think you changed that to 95, right? All right, so let's come down if we can. Let's come down if we can, but look at that 95. And I want to, hey, add Tesla to that, if you will. Add Tesla to that, if you will. Let me teach y'all something. You got to go to manage and add Tesla, I think, yeah. Everybody see that 451 number? 451. Here's what I know that you don't. I just got off the phone with Fred. I was talking to Fred. I said, Fred, Tesla should go to 452 today, 452. And it's not that I pulled the number, out of my rear. It's just I have this tool called the money maker. And if the S&P goes to 67.95, Tesla's going to go to 452. So what would be a strategy that you could use without buying 100 shares of Tesla right now to make money? I'm just doing this as a prime example. What would be a strategy? You could buy two options, Delta 50, right? Okay. And if Tesla goes up, from when I was talking to Fred at 445 to 452, right? Are you with me? Then you'll make on that trade about 1,200 bucks. How many people would like to learn how to do that? because I had that very conversation word for word with Fred, and I wanted to show you with the moneymaker, if the S&P goes to 67.95. Now let's go see why I would come to that conclusion. Bring up the 30-minute E-mini, Jonathan. Okay, can you circle Genesis? Where they can see Genesis? Genesis is not going down at 12 o'clock, is it? 12:30. It's actually going higher, and it will continue higher into RB4. Now, if RB4 is higher, then it stays higher all the way to 330. That's how you get from 67.80 to 67.95. It's one step first, right? Everybody understands there's a couple steps to get there. And so right now you wouldn't short the market because Genesis is telling you there's in RB4, look at it, it's basically saying we're trying to go higher. Everybody understand that, right? Okay. It's not anything brilliant about this. It's using the continuation pattern of Genesis. You got to give it the benefit of the doubt when it sets up this way. And that's what I'm trying to say. Genesis stopped at 11:30 to 12. Lynette, do you see where he's got that circle on that chart? Stay focused now. I'm teaching you something here, okay? Now, why would I think Tesla, let's put Tesla in there real quick. Tesla. Put Tesla in there, please. Why would I think that Tesla might go higher? Look at Genesis. The stock is telling people that we're short, they're about to get their face peeled, okay? And so if Tesla continues up, goes to 451.52, then I would take my profit if I was long, and I am long, I'm just telling you. But it all fits because of the tools that we have. And so when we update TNT like we did, and you go look at TNT, and you got a setup like this, you go pull one of these stocks. You could pull, put MU in there, put MU in there. Put MU. MU is not as good a pattern, is it, as Tesla, is it? All right, put Palantir in there. Yeah, it's close. It has to get above 182. Put Google in there. Nope, no dice there. All right, put NVIDIA in there. I'm just working through the tickers I've got up here. NVIDIA looks interesting. NVIDIA looks like, to me, that NVIDIA is going to make it to 183, okay? Put AMD in there. Does everybody see what I'm doing? I'm comparing. I had a choice. I could pick any of these. I picked Tesla because Tesla had the best looking chance of getting to the target. Look at that. That looks pretty good for AMD. Put Apple in there. No, Apple's not in play right now. Put the TQQ in there. TQQ. Am I making my point how valuable this information is? TQQ looks good. By the way, I'll do a trade on TQQ today in here. Put the SPY in there. It looks good. Put the QQQ in there. Oh, that looks good. Put the diamond in there. All right, put XSP in there. Okay, if you look at XSP, it's setting up very nicely. SPX2, put SPX in there. Now, let's refine the moneymaker using what we think support is on the current market. So put the E-mini back in there. What's the low of RB4?
That would be 67, 68 as of right now.
All right, put 67, 68 in there. All right, let's go look at SPX 6732. So as long as the market breaks higher here in the last hour, you could sell a 6730 25, or you could sell a 7372. Does everybody see how that sets up? Now, what would tell me it was going higher? One simple way. What would tell me it was going higher? RB4 would be higher. Do y'all see the value of what I put together here for you? This is so big, it's hard to explain in words. But this is how I find opportunities. It's pretty simple. You use what we teach, you use our tools that we have, and you're not guessing. Now, you're not going to win every trade, but you've got a process this time of day. So I decided that I would think about being with you and teach this process and trade it with you Tuesday through Friday. That's what I'm thinking. Okay? Pretty good stuff, isn't it? Okay, I wanted to show that to you. Now, the TQQ, put it back in there, Jonathan, the TQQ. So I want to wait to after 2 and see if we go higher than this bar. And if we do, I'm going to look out to not this Friday, but next Friday and do a put spread on that. Probably, I'm thinking around 105, 106. Let's go look at a live market and see what the 105, 106 would be.
For tomorrow or next Friday?
Next Friday.
Well, a 105, 104 is currently 26 cents.
Okay, so that's the one I would do for next, not this week, but next Friday. So let's talk about value. 26 cents. 10, if you did 10 and expired worthless, that'd be 260 bucks, right? If you did 20, be 520. Did 40, be over $1,000 for a week. That's 50,000 a year learning this one little simple thing. What am I waiting on? Why don't I just go do the trade right now? Claire, why don't I just do the trade right now? I tell people it's about time of day. And time of day is 10 minutes to 2. And I really need to wait to 10 after 2, Jonathan. I really do. So I've taught you something I think it opened your eyes. Roadmap software is so valuable, okay? And we got to wait for RB4. So why don't we put a timer up here? Well, let's go around the horn. Let's start with Chuck. Is Chuck here? Jonathan, if Chuck's not here, why don't you sort of summarize or add to what I just said?
Yeah, Tom, I'm here. Let's see. We're looking at the market.
Did you just get here, Chuck? You missed my training?
No, I got your training. I was just taking care of business when you asked for me, so I wasn't there
Yeah,
as you were
okay.
asking for the microphone.
Well, no, what I was trying to make a point, using these tools like the money maker
Yeah.
and then integrating those tools with trading strategies is a very powerful combination because it keeps emotions out of it, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you have set points that you're going to, which is what the moneymaker is going to give you,
Yeah.
it certainly makes the decision making process a heck of a lot easier. And we see that with the way that this market is performing right now. You get that RB4 jump, and you got the TQQ up on the screen, and you can just see that move you're looking for in the S&P. It's pretty much tracking right now. So things are lining up pretty well. I like the way that a lot of these stocks that you've got up here, in fact, I think all of them are going to track perfectly well with the S&P. So being able to use S&P numbers and just see it progress, it certainly does take a lot of the emotion out.
All right, so let's talk about it because I had the success with Fred also. I'm going out not to tomorrow's expiration, I'm going out next Friday. So what I can do, if my time is good, I'll get paid real quick. But if my time is off a little bit, what I can do is go out $5 to $7 up and set a sell stop, and if it gets us, okay? It's just there's so many strategies that you can do to protect yourself with a strategy, and I'll get into that in more detail later. I don't want to complicate things, but that's just pretty. It's just pretty nice. Robin, if I do this trade, it's gonna be put in TQQ, okay? If I do this trade. And to get it in TQQ, you got to be a member. Are you a member of TQQ or TQQ? Are you a member of Stock and Trade? T-Buzz Talk and Trade? Anyway, what I'm going to do,
Yeah, most people should be. We can get them a Telegram link and
yeah,
sign
what we're
up
going to
link.
do, Chuck, I'll go through some slides when we finish the trade, but I want to wait, make sure I want to do it. And that time is going to be 10 minutes after 2, 10 after 2. So I'll be back. If Jonathan doesn't have anything to add or anybody, some would watch the market together and then I'll come back.
All right. See you in 15 minutes. So, Shova, as far as what time, the timer is on the screen. So we'll be back when that timer has expired.
All right, folks, we're 10 after 2, and is it real clear that we're going up? That's the first question you ask yourself. Is it real clear that we're going higher? It's really not, is it? So let's look at the E-mini. Let's just look at the E-mini and define the current state of the E-mini. We'll put the E-mini in there. All right, the high of the E-mini is 67.83, 67.83. And the low of the E-mini is about, what, 67.69, Jonathan? Is that what it is? 67.69?
Yeah, that looks about it. Yep, sure does.
Okay, so if the market did pull back, the first support would be the top of a previous reference bar. And the previous reference bar high was Genesis, which is about 63. Is that right? 63? If it pulled back. Jonathan?
The high of Genesis is 65.
All right, 65. That's first stop. What's the midpoint of Genesis? That's the second station it would pull back to.
Midpoint of Genesis is 55.
And then the low of Genesis is about 45, right?
Yep, sure is.
Okay, so if the low's 45 and we got below 45, that would tell me you saw your top and we're going to come down and test the low of RB3, which would be 36. See how you walk it back from the current state with what you know? Does everybody see that? That becomes important if we don't go higher. Now, Jonathan, can you put a daily in there? Put a daily in there. Looks like you got a pretty good high point up there, about 90 to 95, don't you?
Yeah, I take it that's why you used your 95 as your resistance. Yep.
That's right. So the way I look at the market right now, okay, is that if we bust through and go higher than 83, then I'm going to sell a TQQ and make some money. Does everybody see that? Ask your questions. All right, while we're waiting to see what the outcome of this particular day and this particular trade, let's go to our slide presentation. And I'll keep one eye over on the S&P